Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and today we will begin Book 2 of Volume 4, which will take us through Central Gondor. So let us not waste any time and talk to Lothíriel, see what else she has to say.
Further battle with the Corsairs is unavoidable.
As ruler of the city, it is my task to defend the people of the leanrs for as long as I am able. To do that, I must learn what I can of our weaknesses and our strengths. May our strengths outnumber our weaknesses, as unlikely as that may seem. If you will help me in this, go to the wharf and speak to the captains of the ships moored there. They will know the seaworthiness of their own ships and whether they might be made battle ready. The true sea power of Gondor is harbored at the city of Pelargir, but that port is far to the east and we cannot depend upon its ships for aid in time. So let us begin by doing that. We can also complete the introduction to Central Gondor by talking to Lothíriel as well. But I think that will make a little bit more sense if we do that after the first few steps of the new book. And that's what we're doing right now. Since Dol Amroth, such a big city, I do think that getting on a steed is gonna help us a little bit. And once again, there you can see all the NPCs for the city guard factions, which is a lot of work last time I checked. Although, from what I saw on the last episode, it also seems like it has been made a tad easier, just a little bit. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out in the future. Because all the things that are opening for us right now, and all things that are coming, all that is super exciting. So who do we have here? Captain Maedal. Alright. Greetings, Captain.
The daughter of Imre here wishes to know how much sea power she commands.
Very little, truth be told. I am afraid the LOTRO and these few others will have to stand for her fleet, unless you can request aid from Pelargir. Look to the sea gate if you wish to know the truth of it. The sea gate? Oh. Yeah, I can see that. You see the gathered courser fleet beyond the sea gate.
You see the truth of it? We are hemmed in and cannot escape.
You see the truth of it? Numerous courser ships lie beyond the sea gate, and every unfriendly eye on the deck of each is trained upon that narrow space. Any Gondorian ship that tries to pass into open water would be salvaged by the weapons of Umbar before reaching freedom or launching any attack. We are hemmed in and cannot escape. If you speak to Captain Norith of the Lothíriel, she will tell you much the same. Yeah, well, things are not looking good. Well, they haven't looked good for a long time. The victory at Helm's Deep was, of course, a very welcome victory, but it was just a small triumph in an ocean of shadows, because the great enemy is still waging his war, and this is of course a race against time.
Did you see the mighty ship in the waters outside the city?
Before I became captain of my own ship, I served 2 years before the mast on the LOTRO Vale. I know Maedal to be a wise captain and judge of the seas, but he is prone to recklessness. If he believes passage through the sea gate is a foolish journey, it must truly be so. Do you see the mighty ship in the waters outside the city? Look through the sea gate and tell me what you see. Oh, this is an even bigger view of that ship, which looks like a very big ship. You see an enormous ship larger than the rest. It must be the flagship of Umbar.
That is the flagship of the Umbar fleet, the Night Jewel.
See how that monster makes the other ships look like children's toys floating in a stream? That is the flagship of the Umbar fleet, the Nuluzimir, in their tongue, Night Jewel. Many Gondorian ships have succumbed to the attacks of the Night Jewel during the years since the disappearance of Thorongil, greatest foe of the Corsairs. Would that he had returned before the Night Jewel was constructed and might have prevented it, but none have seen Thorongil since he routed the Corsairs almost 40 years ago. He's likely dead. I would not sail my ship against the Night Jewel unless I want her to lie on the sea bottom, Beriathan. None of our ships are a match for that one, not even Kierknight Sulor here. Speak to him and see if he thinks otherwise. And the Sulor here I think is this one. Well, which is still a very nice ship.
There are no good tidings, friend.
Lothíriel wants a report from the captains of the ships docked at her city. There are no good tidings, friend. If there is any good fortune here, it is that very few ships are trapped at the wharf, and most of Gondor's fleet must be found at the port city of Pelargir to the east. They are too far away to help us here, but at least those ships are not caught like rabbits in a trap as we are. It is hopeless.
I told my crew to find what merriment they can throughout the city.
I did not think there was much to be gained by keeping my crew here, and the sight of the fleet beyond the sea gate seemed likely to put my men in poor spirits. I gave them leave to find what merriment they might in the city. But if Lothíriel has not given up hope, I fear their absence will prove an embarrassment to me. Go to the Harper's Court on the west side of the city and tell my crewmen to return to the Sulor here. We will do what we can to make her ready for battle, as unlikely a victory as that seems to be. The Harper's Court, which is on the other end of the city, so yeah. Gonna be riding for a little bit longer. We already saw some of the crewmen of the Sulor here before. Last time we were there at the Harper's Court. So at least we know what we're looking for, and truth be told, they are not hard to find. But they are really far away. Especially these stairs. I mean, as cool as they are and as great as the view from up top is, that only makes traversing the city longer. Way longer. There we have a beacon of Gondor. Which beacon is that one? Ostlantir. Yeah, Amonlantir is that one. Really cool. How you can see the beacons from that far. And every time you climb atop of one of those beacons, I mean, you can look around and you can still see at least a couple more. I do enjoy those views of the beacons, truth be told as well. After this, I can't remember if we will need to go all the way back to the Sulor here or if we will talk to Lothíriel. Hopefully it's the later. Oh, sorry. I will return, but it seems a waste. Well, that's left for your captain to decide. Fine, fine, I will return to the ship. I will return, but it seems a waste. Not you as well. Can I jump? Yeah, thank you. It is hopeless, but I will do my part. I have not finished my drink. Bah. Oh, that was all of them. Okay. Now we need to return to the Sulro here. So another ride all across the city. Alright, I'm just checking in here that both my allies are roughly at the same XP level, so that they level up simultaneously, which seems to be the case. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that feeling. Although, as you can pretty much see, I still need almost 50 more scrolls so that both allies are at the same exact level, but well, I think scrolls are easy enough to find. Not in central Gondor though, which is a pity, but still, I think there are plenty of ways to get scrolls, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it, especially... Oh, what's this? Not gonna worry too much about the allies, especially because it seems the update is coming really soon.
We could not stand idly by.
We were on our way back to the Sulro here when we beheld this sight. North is not our captain, that we would not stand by while she faces down this creature of Umbar.
These corsairs came here under a flag of peace, but I do not trust them.
Be careful, friend. These corsairs passed through the sea gate under a flag of peace, but I do not trust them, and you would be wise not to do so either.
I bring a message for the ruler of this city.
Can you take me to this man? Umer sees something in your eye and smirks. So it is true. A woman rules this city? Bring me before her and I will deliver my message. You tell the emissary that you will bring the message, but not the messenger. He nods, apparently impressed with your response. Tell her this then. Balakhôr the Scourge, heir of Castamere and ruler of every Gondorian shore licked by the waves, invites her to trade with him on the deck of the mighty ship Nulusimir. I will await your response. Nulusimir. Nulusimir, yeah, that seems to be the right stress for that word. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, Balakhôr, the Scourge, is going to finally reveal himself. We had already fought Azruthor on the Blackroot Vale on Tarlank's crown. When he fell, he gave us the name, but we have still not met the Scourge himself. However, that's gonna change in just a moment. Just gotta race to the Great Hall. Oh yeah, the first few quests in Book 2 do take a while. Book 2 does take a while to get started. And we're finally here. Dorthanet! Oh my god! What a nice surprise!
I have come to Dol Amroth to advise Lothíriel.
Neither her people nor mine approve of this, but I care not.
How do the ships fare?
Is it as grim an outlook as I have heard? You tell Lothíriel what you witnessed as the war. That is a fair measure of what I expected, but I see that you have more to say. What else can there be?
Something must be done, but what, I wonder?
Lothíriel listens impassively as you give her the message from the emissary of Umbar. Thank you for bringing this message to me. Something must be done, that much is certain, but what, I wonder? We're gonna discover in just a moment, but I don't think I'm gonna get another chance of seeing you two together, so I hope you'll excuse me taking some time to take this picture, which is really not that simple to do, but yeah, I'll take it. I still don't remember why Dorthanet is wearing that veil. I'm pretty sure that was explained somewhere, but I can't remember where.
I could use your counsel.
I value your opinion and place it among the ranks of my other advisors. If you can spare the time, I could use your counsel, Beriathan. Balakhôr has asked that I treat with him on the deck of his flagship, but can he be trusted? We'll see. I am the ruler of the Lamroth while my father is away, and it is my duty to do what is best for its people. How am I to know what that is, Beriathan? Would my father treat with Balakhôr? Would he have gone to his enemy's flagship under a banner of peace? What would my father have done if he were here? It does not matter to me what Prince Imrahil might have done if he were in his daughter's place, for he is not. I do not think Balakhôr would have made this request of Imrahil. She must not trust him. He is a snake, like the others who call themselves heirs of Castamere, and his flagship will not be a place of safety for her or for anyone. You must urge her to reject this proposal. Alright, I don't know exactly what happens if you tell her this. You're right. As the ruler of the city, I have an obligation to end this conflict if it is in my power to do so. I do not place my own safety above that of my people. Perhaps I should meet with Balakhôr, if such a meeting can save the Lamroth. I mean, the game is giving you the option. I'm not sure if that option will take you anywhere. Maybe Dorthanet will intervene and say, please don't do it, and she will end up following Dorthanet's advice. But I think that's the wise way to go, so don't go. You're right, it is a reckless act. But should I not take the risk if it means saving lives? I do not trust Balakhôr, but I want to save my city. Could it be this is the way to accomplish it? Do not go. Could it be this is the only way to bring peace? No, Lothíriel. Beriathan is right. Balakhôr will do harm if you go. But if this curse might save innocents, must I not risk it? What if another were to go, an adventurer, one used to danger? Do you mean Beriathan? I do, if our brave Warden is willing. That seems to me a wiser course, Beriathan, if you are willing to risk the adventure. Balakhôr cannot be trusted, but you may be better prepared to deal with any treachery he might think to enact. Walk with me and I will do my best to prepare you for this errand. The emissary of Umbar will row you to the Night Jewel, Beriathan. You will be beyond the help of Gondor or the Avorim, but fear not. I know you have the strength and wit to survive any treachery. Remain alert. Do not trust the words of Balakhôr or any of his men. If you see an opportunity to seize any advantage, you should take it. Do you understand? I thank you, Beriathan. Stay watchful in the company of Balakhôr. I know he is not to be trusted and you should watch him carefully. Do what you can for the people of the Lamroth. I would have gone myself, but if this plan eases Dorthanet's mind... The courser rowed you to the Night Jewel in awkward and unpleasant silence. Oh. Enslaved Gondorians. Jeez. This is the Nulozimir, the Jewel of Umbar and flagship of Balakhôr the Scourge. You are here under a flag of peace, but if it were otherwise, you would never leave it, Beriathan. I will bring you to Balakhôr. He will not be pleased that you have come instead of Imrahil's daughter, but that is not my concern. That must be yours. This way. Captain, the city's ruler sends her response. You are not the daughter of Imrahil. Did Umer fail to convey my request? I would slay him where he stands if this be so. Captain. Well, first of all, nice to meet you at long last. I've heard a lot of things about you. So it's nice giving a face to the man we've heard so much about. And answering your question, well, Umer did convey the message. It's just that we don't trust you, so there's that. So, Umer delivered the message, but Lothíriel elected to send you in her stead. How am I to interpret this response? It reveals that she does not respect my wishes and distrusts my word. It is a cowardly response, for it shows she values her own life and safety above those of others. But it also shows wisdom. If she had come here, there would be no question. Gondor would be mine. How much would the prince have given to have his daughter returned in safety? It does not matter, a mere exercise of the mind. Walk with me, Beriathan. Stand, Umer. You shame yourself. I will assume you have the power to speak for the Lamroth, Beriathan. Do you understand that my fleet now controls the sea gate? None can enter or leave without my permission. In every way except title, I am now the Lord of the Lamroth. Well... But you must already have known this, Beriathan. Most of Gondor's warriors have been called to battles elsewhere. Even were they here, there is little they could do against the fleet of Umbar. But I have been a poor host. You must be quite parched, and I have done naught but tell you things you already know. These bottles belong to my personal stock. Have a sip of the finest wines of Umbar. Alright, so you can't say a couple things here to Balakhôr because this is of course suspicious. Reveals nothing. I mean, okay, it seems he's not gonna answer anything at first. So what do we say? What happens if we try to take this wine? I'm very curious, but I don't think I'm gonna risk it. You first, Balakhôr. But I am not thirsty. Look around you, Beriathan. What do you see? You see the seafaring power of Umbar, rebuilt from nothing. 30 years ago, a hero of Gondor sailed to Umbar at the head of a fleet. He burned the ships he found at the port and took the city. The Corsairs have spent the time nursing their hurts and rebuilding their power. No hero will save Gondor from them this time. Where is that hero now, Beriathan? He is gone, and now I have come to return that overdue favor. I will burn his fleet as he did that of Umbar, but there will be nothing left to rebuild when I am finished with it. This is but a portion of my fleet. I will go with the rest of them to Pelargir, where I will seize the port. Gondor does not have the strength to resist me. Therefore, I make the following demand. I demand a complete and unconditional surrender of the Gondorian coast. I demand that you free these slaves. Yeah, these are our people. From what position of strength do you negotiate such terms, Beriathan? I will free none of my captives. Indeed, I will add to their ranks. I hope to see you change to the deck someday, Beriathan. Bring my terms to the daughter of Imrahil. I will give you a boat. Jump off the side and swim to shore. I will count to 5, Beriathan, and then I want you off this ship. 1. 2. Yeah, I think he will defeat you if you stay. I mean, I don't wanna... My patience has run out. Now you die. No! No! You didn't. Oh my god, yeah. And Balakhôr, as you saw, he's a very strong guy, so... Kinda humiliating, but... What else could we do?
Curse Balakhôr and all his kind.
I deemed you were near the end of your strength when I pulled you from the water, Beriathan. Any delay and I do not know that we would have gotten to you in time. Curse Balakhôr and all his kind. Mark my words well. That scoundrel will pay for this betrayal. This is the sort of treachery I would expect from anyone calling himself heir of Castamere. Did you learn anything of his plans? You should bring word of them to Lothíriel at once. So, once again, another ride to the Great Hall, but I think that's truly it. So we've met the Scourge. We know his plans of taking Pelargir. So I think this is what will prompt Lothíriel to send us to Pelargir too. And this is what will set the events of Book 2 in motion. Yeah, this took way longer than I expected. It is sort of introduction on its own. Nonetheless, I think we still would have enough time to reach Central Gondor in today's episode. Alright, back once again to the Court of the Prince and the Great Hall. How many times already in this episode? 3? 2? 3? I'm not sure. It does take a while, as you have seen. Very interesting, and it's a nice way of saying goodbye to the Lamroth. A few extra moments in the city before you leave it. It's worth enjoying. I mean, Dol Amroth, it's a great place.
Balakhôr is content to keep the ships of Dol Amroth trapped within the city.
You tell Lothíriel of Balakhôr's plan to destroy the Gondorian fleet at Pelargir, and she nods. That is what I suspected, but it is good to hear it directly. It seems that Balakhôr is content to keep the ships of Dol Amroth trapped in the city and will sail with as much force as he can spare to Pelargir, where he will try to take the rest of the fleet unawares. I need you to ride there and warn them, Beriathan. Travel through the Ringló Vale and Ernil, telling the people there to seek shelter from their foes and come to Pelargir as quickly as you can. I have not been to the Ringló Vale for some months, but I remember the town of Ethring will be on your way. Stop there on your journey and tell them what is happening, and to be strong for my father's sake and for mine. And this is the moment in the story in which, in my opinion, makes sense to complete this introduction.
Stop at the town of Ethring in the Ringló Vale and tell them what is happening.
It is good to see you once again, Beriathan. Thank you for coming to my aid once more. I grow concerned for the lands for these. The lands of the Ringló Vale, Ernil, and Levenin. Word has spread of war come to the shores in the east, and what folk remain behind are now beset by foes on all sides. I would ask that you travel through Lamedon to the Ringló Vale. There you will find the settlement of Ethring, and I am certain the people there would benefit much from your presence, as we already have. That was it. our milestone is still on Ost Launcher, which is nice. I mean, it's gonna save us part of the way, but no, I mean, I think we can actually take the Stable Master. That's gonna be a little bit faster. Let me double check. We can go to either Tadrent or Calambel. No, I think I'm gonna go to Tadrent. Because I have not forgotten there is one beacon in Lamedon we have not yet discovered that we need for the deed. So yeah, I do plan on getting that one before we enter Central Gondor. So, Stable Master in here, gonna take the ride to Tadrent.
May I help you, friend?
Farewell, fair Dol Amroth. You are truly a marvelous sight. I still think Minas Tirith is the jewel of Gondor. But you do come at a close second place. But yeah, Minas Tirith in the morning, beautiful place. Actually gonna ride a war steed. It's gonna be a little bit faster. So we are going to enter Lamedon once again. Favorite place in Western Gondor by far. Calambel might not be as big as Dol Amroth, but god, all this place is beautiful. Now that is the beacon that we're looking for. This one, Magant, well, we've been there a couple times already. But this one is on our way to Central Gondor, not the direct path, but is still on the way. So let us grab this discovery really quick. Who knows, maybe we are even lucky a little bit and can find one more treasure cache before we leave West Gondor. That would be really nice. Take a good look at the sun because we're not gonna see it for a long time. What do we have here? The Fallen Beacon. So we now have okay, completed Beacons of West Gondor. Determination is now level 49. Let us check this really quick. Explorer of West Gondor is the title, 5 LOTRO points, Virtue XP, well, the usual stuff at this point. But we of course have not completed all the Explorer deeds in West Gondor, not yet. So, as I was saying, yeah, take a look at this beautiful blue sky, the sun, which looks especially amazing today. Another beacon in the distance, but that one is on Central Gondor. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this view. Because a momentous episode in this story, we're about to witness it. Just gonna cross the river in here and find a path once again. And there we go. The dawnless day, when Sauron sent black clouds from Mordor that darkened the skies, even at night. Even at daytime, I mean. Yeah. Clouds so thick, not even the sun can pierce them. And I do hope you enjoy the atmosphere, because we have 4 updates worth of content happening during the dawnless day. It's gonna be a long time before we see the sun. And that, of course, is part of the enemy's plan, not only to conceal the movement of his troops, but also to demoralize the free peoples. And he does succeed at that. The skies over Ethring are covered in shadow. Oh, someone is going to talk us here.
The sun never rose this morning. Some evil has been unleashed.
You have the look of an adventurer. Have you ever seen anything like this before? The sun never rose this morning. Some evil has been unleashed upon us.
Is this some sorcery?
Is this some sorcery? Do our foes have the power to blanket the skies in shadow? How can we hope to fight against such evils, even with such strong men as Prince Imrahil taking up the sword? The continuing night has caused the orcs to grow more bold, and they have come down out of the mountains after a respite of many years. If you truly are an adventurer, you would do a great service to my people by slaying these creatures and driving them back into the mountains. Look for the vile creatures to the northeast of town. We could also use a supply of suitable tinder. If the darkness does not abate soon, we will have needed to keep the torches lit. Alright. Yeah, they're gonna need all the help they can get. What else do we have here? Kandur. Introduction, yeah.
Darkness is a weight on my mind.
You look as if you have traveled long this day, Warden. I hope your wits are still about you. I have heard of your valor in the west, but dark times have come to our lands. We awoke to a dawnless day and found ourselves overrun by foes. If you seek to aid us at the latest command, you both have chosen a fortuitous time.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
White mountain orcs patrol the Vale. Ethring is a small village without the means to defend against large-scale attacks. The orcs will flee if their numbers dwindle. Defeating these vile creatures may help us secure the safety of the town. So, here we have a bounty, a repeatable quest that you can only do a maximum of 3 times. Really similar to some of the bounties that we found on Ringló, the Lone Lands. I think those bounties could also be done a maximum of 3 times, so it's really nice getting this kind of throwback.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
If you have a moment to spare, I must ask for your help in these dark times. 3 days ago, a man from the north came through this town with an army of warriors and ghosts. If you do not believe me, I understand, but I assure you, I speak the truth. You say you know of this man and that his name is Aragorn, son of Arathorn. Yes, I think I recall someone saying that name. I did not know this man, but many in town did or were persuaded by his words and joined him on his eastern march. He took many and the rest stayed in their homes out of fear. After this frightful army of men and death left the Vale, the sky grew dark and rumors spread of trolls lurking in the woods. 3 days have passed and many still say they've seen the dead wandering through the trees. Beriathan, the Lord of the Vale, rests in his hall. Much has left his realm in these recent days, including his hope. Perhaps an outsider such as yourself, spending some time in the Vale, will give Beriathan strength to lead his people again.
There's naught but ill omens these days.
Good adventurer, what brings you to Ringló this dreadful day? You explained that Lothíriel sent you east based upon word that war has come to the shores. This is true. I saw the smoke rise out of Dorin Ernil from atop of the beacon of Elendoth. The war has not yet reached our doorstep. Ethring would benefit greatly from your help. As you can see, there are very few townsfolk around. Many have gone to war, and the remaining keep indoors out of fear, for the sun has not risen. There are orcs in the woods who came down from the White Mountains as the sky grew dark. They have burnt our lumber camps and may attack Ethring at any moment. The Lord of the Pale Sun, Arvaethor, has taken to the woods in hope of driving back the Orcish forces. Arvaethor is a fine warrior and would be needed should the conflict on Doran Earlnil reach us. Will you find an aid Arvaethor for Ethring? Yeah, I think Arvaethor is the right pronunciation of that. Milestone, of course. I'm gonna grab this.
What has become of our lords in the east, I wonder?
Greetings, traveler. I have need of your assistance if you can spare the time. We have not received many travelers these last few days since the army marched through. They took many of our best men, those that remain hiding fear from the darkened skies and good stories of blue lights in the woods at night. With this, I am doing what I can to provide Ethring with the defense and supplies it needs, but remain short-handed. If you are able, I could use assistance in catching fish from the nets down by the river. Alright. Let us talk first to Borhador, the lord of these lands. Okay, we have a roving threat quartermaster. But we also have these regional barterers, one of them for the men of Ringló Vale.
These are troublesome times indeed.
But basically, these barterers in central Gondor.
These are troublesome times indeed.
Well, some of them, this Pelargir barterer does offer some useful items, but the other ones, well, the items they offer are useful as well. They are class-specific essences. And at least in the Warden's case, those essences are still really good. So I do plan on getting a few of them, at least.
We woke this morning to no sun, no light of day.
I have nothing to say to you, stranger. Leave me be, for my days are numbered. Indeed, quests of Ringló Vale. Yeah, Borhador carries the heavy burden of uncertainty for his Vale.
We woke this morning to no sun, no light of day.
You are still here, man? I do not take your counsel. Look upon my weary face. Do you see a leader perched over this Vale or a tired man? They call me Borhador the Old, my own people. My time to step down from lordship was taken from me when my eldest son Dervorin answered the call of the beacons. Now I dwell in limbo waiting for my son's return or death from the monsters lurking in shadow. Does hope even exist? Now be gone from my sight. Perhaps Borhador needs some tangible signs of hope to lift his spirit in these dark times. And which are those signs of hope? I don't know. But I think fishing net. Yeah, I think we can do. We can start helping the people of Ethring. Alright. I would assume at some point we will be sent to investigate that corpse. Because right now there doesn't seem to be much we can do with that. Investigate what washed up on the riverbank. Okay, yeah, that's the corpse that we saw. Yeah, I expected as much. Would be really nice if the quest advanced at the time you discovered this body, even if you have still not catch the 5 fish, but okay. The body of a man, yeah, I can see that. It looks like the man died very recently, but you cannot deduce a cause of death. Oh. So we'll need to investigate that, of course.
Corsairs, strange armies, now darkened skies.
A body has washed up on the riverbank. This is disturbing news, as Ethring has not seen an unnatural death in many years. You explained that you are not sure how the man died or if it was a murder. I see. Perhaps one of the few villagers who have been walking about these last few days knows something about this man's death.
What has become of our lords in the east, I wonder?
Unfortunately, I have more pressing matters to attend to than learning about the death of one of my people. These are difficult times. Many of the townsfolk are gathered in our tavern. Perhaps speaking to them will clear up some of this mystery. I wish you luck and dearly hope that this man was not slain by someone in this town.
This darkness is a weight on my mind.
You ask the patron if he knows anything about the body you recently found. I am a little confused. You think I know something? Look, I came here every evening to have a pint. That's all I know. You should speak with the barkeep. He's a good man. Keeps me from getting too thirsty. He knows the whole lot of the town. Everyone who comes to Ethring stops here. I wish I could help more, really. Though a little belligerent, you are fairly certain of the patron's innocence. Oh my god, look who is here!
Will you let me speak my piece?
My good adventuring friend, I am much too busy enjoying this tavern right now to adventure with you, but might you have some time to listen to my request? Some men that were under Havel's command have captured the beacon between Lamedan and this fine wooded vale. I am sure they are up there right now thinking they are the best courses in all of Gondor, but you and I know that they are just idiots. Look, my friend, go up there and rough them up for me, will you? Wipe the smiles off their faces. Take back the beacon if you want as well. I do not understand Gondorians, but you seem to like them. Well, back to my pint. I'll see you again when you're done. Awesome, Jajax, so good to see you. Didn't expect to see you here at that Gondorian tavern, having a drink. Things have truly changed for you.
I greet you, friend.
Hello there, stranger. What ails you? Perhaps some Ethring ale. You asked the barkeep if he knows anything about the body you recently found. Well, this is a sad day. Business has been a little slower recently with most of the town off to war and no merchants have come through in days. I can't afford to lose many more patrons. You say he washed up on the river. You know, I haven't seen many travelers as of late, but there is one here right now. He's an odd fellow. No Gondorian I've ever seen, but he pays well and seems friendly enough. Maybe you should speak with him. He just came into town from Lamedan and may have seen things on his travels. Best of luck, my friend. The barkeep's innocence, yeah?
This is intolerable.
Ah, if it isn't my friend, Beriathan. This is an unexpected surprise to see you again. After our last adventure together, I needed a bit of a break. Did you as well? Some kind fellow in Callambel told me about the sleepy town of Ethring. The cities in Gondor are too big, this is truth. I like the woods and quiet. But enough about me. What have you been up to? Let us drink together and share our adventures. Alright, you know what happened last time we have a drink with Jajax? I don't expect this one is going to be any different. Forgetting for a moment about the body, you start telling Jajax a story of your most recent adventure.
What is this world coming to?
Remembering again your task at hand, you ask Jajax if he knows anything about the body you recently found. This does not sound like something that I am interested in, friend. Please do not bother me with these things. Talk about something more interesting, such as sailing ships or climbing mountains. Neglecting your questions, but perhaps he's just tired from his recent battles? I don't know how long he has been there, but I don't think he is looking any tired. I don't buy it.
Corsairs, strange armies, now darkened skies.
Greetings again. What word have you on Ethering's mysterious death? I see. No one speaks about it. You say a friend of yours is in the tavern and has not answered your questions? That does him odd. Might you try reasoning with him to answer you? If he does not, I may need to have him seized until we solve this death. Alright, maybe Jajax will talk now. So come on, Jajax. Come clean with me.
Tell me what you need or move along.
Ah, friend, you have returned. Have another drink with me. You explained to Jajax that he must tell you if he knows anything about the body by the river, or Larin will lock him up if he does not speak. An idle threat, but I do not want to cause trouble in this town, for I like this place. In a quieter voice, Jajax asked you to lean in closer so that he may speak to you. I do not want to get involved in this, but I will tell you what I know and no more. After the skies grew dark, I made my way to Ethring. The woods were made of blackness from the starless sky. Only torchlight guided my way. As I approached Ethring, I saw a man in the woods. He was white as a ghost and not even moving.
Stay and hear me out.
The man I saw and the man you found may be the same. I urged you to take a closer look at the body, but don't get me more involved than I already am, for I am not yet ready to travel further east. Alright, well, thank you for your words, Jajax. You see, it was not that hard. Didn't cost you anything. I do think we have enough time to investigate this body. Alright, body's still there. Perhaps a closer examination is in order, as this body does look quite pale. The body was placed here so that the dead could spy on the town. And how does that work exactly? Why do the dead need a body to be able to spy on the town? From what I remember, they can go pretty much invisible to others. They just feel their presence, but they cannot see them. So I don't see why they would need a dead body.
Corsairs, strange armies, now darkened skies.
The dead were spying from the body of that poor Gondorian, and to think he died of fright. Even in death, what possessed some to do what they do? I have no pity for the spirits and shall do what I can to vanquish them from my veil. You have cleared Jajax's name. Yeah, you see, there was nothing to worry about, friend.
What is this?
Ah, yes. I didn't know about those ghostly men. Not much bothers Jajax, but the dead I find disturbing. That is why I did not want to get involved, and I'm glad you sent them away. Now I can stay here longer and have some more of this fine Ethring ale. Have another drink with me, my friend. And why didn't you mention the dead? Well, cheers! The ale is quite good. How many drinks are you gonna have me take, Jajax?
Or move along.
I hope that we cross paths again soon. You are going east as well? Until next time, Beriathan. May your adventures be profitable, my friend. Alright. 4 out of 18. This does seem like a short area, too. But there are, well, the bounties do increase the tally count for quests. So, well, this was it for today's episode. As you have seen, we have reached Central Gondor, but there we have our plate full of things to do. So join me next time and we'll continue helping the people of Ethring. For the time being, thank you for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see you on the next one. Garlic is saying goodbye as well, my friends. Until next time, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.